So how did it end up that you came to become connected with Asbury United Methodist Church? What year was that?
Well, Reuben, when he came here to go to school, his pastor in North Carolina had told him to find Frank Williams. So that's how Reuben started to come to church. So when I got married, I naturally started to come to church with Reuben. So that's how I became a member of Asbury.
So he was already a member of Asbury?
No, he was attending. He didn't. We joined together in 1977.
I see. Okay. And so Frank Williams was the pastor at that time?
He was.
Mm-hmm. Tell me a bit about him. What you remember about him most?
Well, I remember him being a very caring person who gave outstanding sermons, sermons of, who focused on, your life as a Christian and your relationship with God. He was a shepherd of the flock. He was an administrator. He was responsible for the G1, this part of, it was during his tenure that G1 was added.
The fellowship hall for the Asbury United Methodist Church?
Yes, and he was also worked with Dr. Joseph Lowry to get the grant and the relationship with, the relationship with HUD to establish Asbury Dwellings.
So he worked with Reverend Joseph Lowry at the Southern Christian Leadership Conference to get this Asbury Dwellings off the ground. Could you explain Asbury Dwellings, what it is?
Asbury Dwelling is, we actually, with that grant with HUD, renovated what people call the old Shaw School. Yes, and it's now 147 apartments for seniors. You have to qualify to live there. But the nice thing about it is affordable housing, regardless of how much the rent goes up. The residents only pay a third of what they get. If they get $100, it's a third of that. If they get $3,000.
Whatever their income is, they need to just pay a third of it to live there.
That's it, yes.
Mm-hmm. And you're speaking about this in part because you're intimately aware of it because you ended up being on the board?
I am the vice president of the board of directors.
How long have you been on their board?
Oh, let's see, I guess about 20 years now.
As I think about the location of Asbury Dwellings, there is a lot going on there. Gentrification is the right word?
Yes, and gentrification, and people want that building in the worst kind of ways. I don't get as many as Herman Thompson, who is the president, but there are constantly people wanting to buy that building. And you know what would happen to it once they did that?
What would happen?
They would turn it into condos and charge that maximum rent.
So what does the board think about that prospect?
None. Nobody. We don't even entertain those letters. We don't have any property. That property belongs to the church and to the residents, senior citizens of this city.
People are committed to them.
Right, we are committed to that. We have no reason to want to do anything else with that property.